Hey guys, it's Sammy with Spark Canine. We are going to go over everything related to the prong collar. If you didn't know, a prong collar can also be called a pinch collar. That's because you have to pinch the prong together to open it, otherwise around the prongs. You pinch them together. The prong collar is to teach your dog the concept of pressure on and pressure off. More about that coming soon. First and foremost, this is what your prong collar looks like. We use the brand Hermspringer prong collar, and your dog is probably on what's a 2.25 millimeter size prong collar. That is this size. There is a chance they might be on a 3.0. If they are, it's just where the prongs are a little bit bigger. The size of the prong collar actually has to do with the dog's coat and how thick their coat is. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the size of the dog or how big they are. If I needed a bigger prong collar for your dog, I probably just added in additional links to give it a bigger circumference to fit around your dog's neck. Let's talk about the anatomy of the prong collar. First and foremost, I have given you a quick clip here at the front of the prong collar. This is just to be able to make sure that you can open and close it easily around your dog's neck. The quick clip does replace another plate in the front. It's just called the trachea plate. Next, on the prong collar, you will also notice that all of the prongs are facing opposite each other, but inwards as well. If you get a prong collar from one of the big pet stores, it's likely that all of the prongs will all go in the same direction. That's not what we want. You'll also notice that these prongs are nicely dulled for your dog. They're not sharp, they're not gonna stab your dog. It's not anything like that. Moving on, you have the chain. This is where your leash will connect to. You have two different rings here. This is your live ring. It's live because it moves, it spins, and this is what you're gonna clip your leash to. This is your O-ring. This is just a part of the function of the prong collar, but remember, you're always gonna clip your leash to this live one. This is also a D-ring, and it's the one that moves. So what does the prong collar do? The prong collar teaches your dog pressure and release. It's pressure on around their neck and then pressure off. The way that I've taught your dog to respond to this is as soon as they start to feel just a little bit of pressure, they are fully capable of releasing that pressure if they just do what I ask them or follow me. I also use this concept of pressure on, pressure off with the E-collar, which we will talk about in another video. The beautiful thing about the prong collar too is you pull on it and the pressure will apply to your dog's neck, actually all the way around your dog's neck. This is really great as opposed to a flat buckle collar or a flat collar that you might see. Your dog would only pull against one point. That can actually lead to some trachea collapse and bruising and all sorts of not great things. That's why I really love using a prong collar. Okay, so we know now all about the anatomy of our prong collar. Let's talk about fit, when your dog should be wearing it, all that good stuff. We do want the prong collar to sit up high behind the dog's ears, really up high on the neck. That is the most sensitive part of the dog's neck, and you will need the least amount of pressure or guidance when using the prong collar when it's up high. If you start to notice that the prong collar falls down on your dog, you can always snug it up. You can also utilize your E-collar to kind of hold the prong collar up in place. This front clip here is going to go near the front of the dog's neck, near their trachea. And then the chain portion where your leash attaches is going to go near the back. Again, you want your leash to be leading from the back of the dog. So the front, the back, and then your leash will attach here. Your dog should only be wearing the prong collar when they are actively training with you or on a walk with you. Your dog does not need to be wearing the prong collar around the house, in their kennel, when they're playing with another dog, or even off leash. Think of this as an extension of your leash. If you're going to take your leash off, also take your prong collar off.